Hi, I'm Brittany Stanton from Textile Indie. Today I want to share with you a closed base basket. This is a closed base. It has reed that are pulled tightly together so there's no spacing, and then in the ends there's a V-shape splicing to end the stakes, the extra stakes in the base. So I'm going to go over how to do this base, and you can apply it to any of your rectangular or square basket making projects. So I have 7 32-inch stakes, 6 16-inch stakes, and 8 30-inch stakes. I'll be using these in the different directions to build the base. You can do this with whatever dimensions your basket pattern calls for. This is just what I'm using for this example. So I'm going to take the 32-inch and the 16-inch, and those are going to be my stakes going this direction. The 30-inch will go this way. So for the 32-inch and the 16, I'm going to lay out 32-inch stakes with a space between, and you can grab a stake weight here and place it down and slide your stakes underneath like so. And here on these stakes I have marked the center so that I can line them up with the center so I know that I'm even from both sides. So I lay out all the 32-inch so that there's a space in between. And then I'm going to take my 16-inch reed stakes, and I have the center marked on these as well. And I'm going to stick them in between the stakes I've laid out. So it'll be a 32-inch, a 16-inch, 32-inch, 16-inch, alternating all the way across, matching up the center marks here in the middle. So just lift up my stake weight a little bit to slide these under. Okay, so once all the 16-inch are laid out, slide them close together so that they butt up together, like so. So that is your horizontal stakes. Now we'll use the 30-inch stakes for the vertical. Okay, so I'll set these aside so I can grab them easily, and I'm going to start with one stake and match it up along this center mark. So first, the longer stakes, I'm going to lift the longer stakes up and weave this new stake in underneath all of the longer stakes over top of all the short stakes. So over top all the 16-inch, underneath the 32-inch. And I find my center mark and I find my center stake and I line that up. And so that is my initial vertical stake there in the middle. And then from there, I'm going to weave opposite of what I have already woven. So here it would be over the 32-inch and under the 16-inch. So just weave under, over, under, over. So it's over the 32, under the 60. So I'm going to continue weaving the 30-inch stakes through what I have laid out on my space here. So here I was over, I'm going to go under, over, under, over, continue all the way through. And I'm just pushing the stake up through the layers here, and then I can slide it in place. And I'm pulling it in so there's about equal distance. So the width of the reed here, I want about here. So imagining there was another stake in this space here, that's how much space approximately I'm leaving. So I'll pull those in, make it even, and then when we're all complete, we'll push everything together and make sure it's nice and tight. And for the closed base basket, you want to end each side. So I'm ending with this stake. I need this stake to be over top, going over the shorter stake length. So this is my 16-inch stake. I need this last stake woven so that it's over top, because now I'll be folding this over against the edge here, clipping it open and tucking it underneath each of these. So I need it to have something to lap over to hold it, but we'll go over that in a minute. So I'm going to switch that to that side and work over here. You're doing weaving in your stakes from one direction, and then you'll go to the other side, weave them out the other direction. So working out from the center. And matching up my center mark with the center reed, pulling it in. Okay, so that is all my stakes. Now I'll come in and I'll start to press them together so that they're tight up against each other. So I'm eliminating any spaces between the stakes here, getting it all tight. Like so. Okay, and now to make sure that everything is wet, I'm going to spray it down with my squirt bottle. Get your stakes all wet, get the base all damp. You want to keep everything nice and damp. And then adjust where your stakes are, and I check the width on both sides to make sure it's even. I want to get it to 11 inches. And then adjusting the stakes so that they're going straight up and down. Then I have 7 3/4, 7 3/4. Oh, and this one needs to be over. There we go. So it's all squared up, even on all sides. So now, just to be sure, I'm going to spray right along the base of these ends to make sure they're wet and pliable. Give it about 10 seconds to soak in. While I wait, I'm going to cut away some of these bits of reed hair just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, and then on the short ends of my 16-inch stake, I'm going to come in and fold them in gently without cracking them so that they're flush against this last stake. So I'll fold it in close against this last stake. Just like so, both sides. If you start to hear a cracking noise as you fold over the reed, just be gentle or let it soak in more water to soften it. You don't want to break it off at this point. Okay, now I have all of them folded so that there's a crease. And my next step is to line them up so that the reed that they're folded up against, I'm going to go one over. So count 2 reeds in, 2 stakes in, and cut to the outside edge of this second stake so that it skips over this stake here, this stake here, and I cut it to the outside edge. And I'm going to do that for all of them. Then move away your scraps. Okay, and then carefully, I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to cut right down the center. So I'm cutting it down the center up until where it folds right here. So I'll do that for all of them. You can eyeball this, but you want them to be even on both sides. And then this side, same thing. Okay, once all of these short stakes are cut in half, I'll rotate the basket so that it's towards me. And now I'll fold these up, and one end is going to get tucked under the end of the reed here, and this end will get tucked under on this side. So it ends up creating a split V shape. And this I need to scoot over because then this side get tucked under next to it, like that, and this side tucked under here. And then press it over, and I want this to be flush with the stake, so I'm pressing it down right where I created that crease. And I'll do that for all of these ends. I'm adjusting where they sit with my tool. There's that side. Turn it and do the other side. And that's that side. So there you have a closed base basket. So you can use this in all of your rectangle or square baskets. Just do according to the pattern instructions, incorporating or shorter length reed. Measure it out the width of your base and add about 2 inches for each side. So this then looks like I have my 11 inches here, added about 2 to 3 inches on this end, 2 to 3 inches on this end. So I ended up with a 16-inch stake that went from here to here. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. For more information on basket weaving tutorials and resources, check out textileindy.com, where you can find all the information for beginner basket weaving.